Yes. I've had asthma on and off since I was a child. It was very, very, very severe. I didn't have anything for it. It just subsided from time to time. Anyway, I think about 20 years ago, my husband, he left some solvents in our bedroom, and I started to heave, and I didn't realize my heaving was connected to the solvent. I went and saw a doctor, and the doctor put me on inhalers, and I've been on inhalers ever since. And it wasn't until lockdown last year, I thought, you know what, my asthma got worse, and my asthma nurse had said that, well, when I had a meeting with the asthma nurse, it was over the phone, and I wasn't sure whether I was having breathing difficulties because of asthma or because of panic. And they couldn't differentiate between the two. They just wanted to know whether I needed to take my reliever inhaler, which I was taking, but I really didn't want to take. I just thought, this doesn't seem right. I keep having to take this. So I felt like she didn't really answer my questions. And I went away thinking, I really want to know what is the cause of my asthma, because I just think the inhalers weren't helping. If they worked, I wouldn't have asthma still. Do you understand? I just couldn't understand why I was relying on something, and it wasn't even working when I really needed it to work. And I searched the internet. I came across Buteyko, and I was like, this can't be true. Surely this can't be. Asthma is reversible. This is what I'm understanding. I mean, I looked at some of the YouTube videos and I thought, you know what, I'm in the right place, because they really do want to help people.
Yeah, was it tough? Stressful?
Yeah, roller coaster. But, yeah, so yeah, I just wasn't expecting it to be so, for me personally, up and down, up and down, up and down. But I think I'm sort of getting the hang of things now, if I can say that. So yeah, it's good. This is good.
When you say that it was up and down, do you refer to your numbers? Do you refer to some events in your life, or do you refer to your mental states?
I think it's just my mental state, really. I think because I'm the sort of person, I think if I set my mind on something, then it's not, if I set my mind on something, then my mind is channeled and focused on that's one thing working out really well. What I find with Buteyko is, it's hit and miss in according to how I'm doing. And so if I start to see numbers that's falling, I'm thinking, oh my God, what's happened? And it gets discouraging, because I don't know why they're falling, say, for example, in the morning, but I think my sleeping pattern hasn't been great from the beginning of the week anyway. And yeah, so I'm like, I just feel like it's very much been out of my control, but really practically it hasn't, because I have the tools to know what to do. And for me, I think I just want to be able to, I just need to understand, and I think I do understand it now, that this sort of thing, it's going to take time. It's just going to take time.
Exactly.
And I know you explained that in the very first session. I suppose in practice I lost all sight of that, but Yeah, and getting worked up over measurements. I'm shocked at myself, to be honest. Very shocked at that. It's because I want things to happen so well, so badly. It's like going for a job interview and you really, really want the job. At every measurement, I really want this to work. And so it's counterproductive for me. So I feel as though I really need to rein that in and just, like you said in the first session, enjoy this, you know. So that's the journey I'm at the moment. That's where I'm at the moment.
Well, thank you very much for sharing it with me. And we will discuss all of that.
Okay.
But while you were talking about it, your breathing indicated, you know, a significant level of stress. And this is, well, it's not like practicing the Buteyko method, because our goal is to practice peaceful breathing all the time. Okay?
Yes.
So let's just start by doing a few minutes of breathing exercises. So you switch to more peaceful breathing patterns.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll talk about all of this. At the same time, we will practice calm breathing, peaceful breathing, gentle breathing.
Okay.
Okay. And it's difficult for everyone to separate breathing patterns and the storyline.
Yes.
So I'll give you an extreme example, but I think it will be easier to understand this. Like some alcoholics say, I'm drinking because my relationship is not good. It's because of my wife.
Yes.
Or I'm drinking because I'm a failure everywhere. You know, I cannot be successful. Or I'm drinking because I know that I will die sooner or later. Right? But you know, for many people who drink, there is actually a reason why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
But the reason is not important, you know, when it comes to drinking. You know, you have to stop drinking and you could deal with your reasons separately. It's like separate issues.
Right. Yeah.
And it's exactly the same with overbreathing. We all have our stories, you know, our justifications. I have it too. I mean, everyone has it, right? And we cannot be 100% perfect with this.
Okay.
But we are just trying to get closer and closer to this point. So, you know, when you are stressed, your breathing indicates that you are stressed. Your breathing actually reflects your story.
Wow.
And we want it the other way around. We want your breathing to be peaceful, and then it actually kind of pacifies the story.
I get you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So imagine if your goal is to be perfect at this method and to be completely healthy, then imagine that it already happened. We all have our imagination. It's so wonderful. You know, we could create any world we want in our minds. In this physical reality, we are completely, not completely, but we are limited. We are limited by everything, you know. But we are not limited in our minds. You know, if I want to imagine myself being a fairy right now, or being an alligator, or being a star in the sky, I can do that. There are no limitations, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So we are like two girls here. We are playing. Right? So imagine that everything you wanted to achieve, you already achieved. So please close your eyes and make your body believe first, through your mind, but your body as well. Make yourself believe that it's already happened. You already achieved everything you wanted. You're 100% successful in this method and everything else. And just relax. You can relax because there is nothing else to achieve. It's already done. Yeah. And just allow your breathing to indicate that subtle sensation or feeling of joy and relaxation. Like, how would you feel then when you achieve what you want to achieve? And create this feeling now, right? So most of us, we want to have a peaceful life without stress, right? Life of harmony and balance. So create this life now in your mental environment, in your mental world. Create your own oasis, create your own paradise. And just feel how your breathing is getting relaxed, how it's becoming more subtle, more noticeable, less noticeable, sorry. And just talking about it, I feel like it's changing my breathing. All right? You don't need to do anything with it, just enjoy being in a peaceful environment and observing your wonderful breath, which is already perfect. You just need to create the right mental environment for it to manifest as perfect. And stay in that feeling of almost like a divine intervention, this little heaven you're creating for yourself with a goal to share it with others as well. And really enjoy this flow of life, of vital energy, slowly, gently fluctuating through your body. Just a touch of breath. And that's all you need. Breathe slowly and enjoy every moment of it. Enjoy very subtle, small inhale and a very gentle exhale. And maybe a little break, little stop after it. How does it feel to stop breathing for a few seconds after an exhale? And then life comes back again. Enjoy this divine energy, enjoy this vital energy you are taking in. Take it in with enormous respect and gratitude that it's given to you right now. It's fully available. It keeps you alive. It gives you everything you need right now. Take it in slowly, like imagine that you are eating something incredibly delicious. And you want to enjoy every second of it. You don't want to miss a moment of this enjoyment. And start breathing like this. Recently, I've been listening to a spiritual teacher who was saying that when he was a child and his mother would give him a cookie, it would take him a half an hour to eat one cookie because he was enjoying the taste so much. He would pick up the smallest piece of the cookie and eat it very slowly. So try to breathe the same way, like you're enjoying this incredible gift which is available for us right now, which is given to us right now. But you never know when it's going to become not available. It's not up to us. But right now it's right here. So breathe in slowly. Breathe in carefully.
What's happening? I don't even know what's happening. It's unbelievable, but it's exciting. I feel so excited about my numbers, you know? It's wonderful. And it seems easier to keep the numbers up somehow. It's just a lot easier. Amazing. I just cannot believe over the past few weeks, I've gone from 14 seconds day to, it was what, 94 today. It was 94 seconds today. But it's just lovely. Everything just seems to be a lot easier, lighter. I feel like this is my routine for life, but I do feel different, totally different to when I came on this program at the very beginning. I feel very much centered. I feel anchored. I feel rooted. I feel safe. I feel just better inside myself, and more secure within myself. Unbelievable. Fundamental change, fundamental difference that I don't want to let go of. And I feel like it's a part of me now. You know, for me to step out of this, it would take something huge because it's within me, just coming out. And it's for me to just continue doing what I'm doing, which is very natural as well. So it's a win-win.
So tell us what brought you to Buteyko?
That's a very good question. Oh, goodness. Well, I was looking back on my diary notes, and it was the 1st of February when I actually started looking into Buteyko. And I looked at a couple of sites and I thought, wow, these sites are great. So much information, it's fantastic. And I actually started to do a bit of Buteyko DIY. And however, I found that too much information I was just getting a bit too confused, and I was never at peace to know whether I was actually doing Buteyko correctly. And so that was February onwards. And then in March, I ended up contracting a viral infection. And now here's the thing, here's the twist. Because I was sort of doing the Buteyko DIY, I knew to keep my mouth closed. And I knew to try and breathe as little as possible. It's funny because this is the first time I'm actually sharing this. So I was actually recording my control pulse as I knew it then. And I didn't realize I actually had a viral infection until I saw my numbers drastically declining. And anyway, a day or so later, I was losing my breath, and it was getting really, really severe. And I remember on my bed just thinking, I need to, all I kept thinking is, I need to breathe less, I need to breathe less. And even though I wasn't familiar fully with the Buteyko breathing, that little bit and persistent prayer actually saw me through the night. And I remember afterwards thinking, you know what, I need to find a practitioner who can really help me with my breathing, and not just exercises. I really wanted it to be as natural as possible, because I really believed if someone's going to help you with breathing, it cannot be mechanical. It cannot be totally mechanical, because breathing is natural. And I remember just wanting to be directed to the right organization. And I was soon directed to the breathing center, and that was literally following a prayer. I just came across it on the website, and what I found was quite, what really pulled me in actually was understanding that at the breathing center, it was Mr. Buteyko's wife who had, Sasha had contact with his wife. And I thought, wow, this is absolutely amazing, you know, because I knew that Mr. Buteyko had passed on. And to actually be in touch with an organization who's actually in touch with his family, you know, his wife and her son. And I thought, oh my God, how authentic can you get? How close can you get to that person? And I just thought, you know, when I browsed the website and got familiar with Sasha's stories, and I just thought, you know what, this is the person I want to help me. It has to be her, because she was trained by his wife. And I just thought, thank you, I'm so grateful. So I was so grateful even before I met her, because I knew she was the right person. Absolutely, it had to be Sasha. Had to be her.
I love how you are basically saying that the universe dropped you breadcrumbs and you just followed them. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So once you started the training, do you think it was like what you expected it to be, or was it something completely different? And I think, you know, we all kind of have these preconceived notions of like what it might be like. For you, what was that like?
Wow, that's a great question. It was completely different. It wasn't what I expected. It was so different. And I think what I really loved about the sessions was that, you know, Sasha really tapped into my imagination. And I remember her saying that you've got a strong imagination. So I want you to imagine that you are breathing as normal. And from that moment, everything fell into place and connected. And I couldn't believe it. It just fell into place. And I think I remember the first session, at the end of the first session, my maximum pause was 14. And it just increased from that point onwards. You know, so it was definitely tailored to me, and I really appreciate that, you know. And yeah, afterwards we built in some exercises, but the foundation was, it was all about her tailoring it to me and my imagination. And I really, to me, that was just, I don't know, the what do you call it, the launch pad, you know, and for me to just progress from there. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, to answer your question, it was not at all what I expected, you know, and I'm so thankful for that.
So we teach that Buteyko is a journey for sure. When you look at where you're at in your Buteyko journey, what do you see for yourself in your practice today, and where do you see yourself going with your practice?
I think before Buteyko, I was very much sedentary. So I was at home a lot and not really as active, as you can imagine, COVID 2020.
Right.
And but funny enough, prior to that, I was very much active. I'd go swimming, I'd go walking, and I'd even do yoga. All that stopped 2020. But what's beautiful now is that I've been able to take these things up again, but this time with the correct breathing. And it's like I was doing all the things I should have really been doing before, but my breathing wasn't there. It wasn't correct. So for me, I feel as though I've just come round full circle, and I can do all these things, and knowing that I'm not hurting my breathing. You know, I'm actually breathing better with all these activities, and not actually making my breathing worse, which I think when I look back, I really was making my breathing worse because it wasn't right in the first place, even though I was doing all these activities. So, yes. And your second question was, where do I see myself? Yeah. Oh, wow. Going back to that time when I was lying down and short of breath, and when I actually came through, I had a very restful night. I was so grateful that I thought, you know what? I really want to help people I want to help people with the Buteyko method. You know, I want people to be able to be relieved of their asthma, because in that moment, I was so relieved from being close to death. And I just thought, you know what, if I can be relieved of being close to death, then I can use this method. Even with the very little that I knew, it brought me through from being close to death. So in an instant, I thought, you know what, I'd really love to help people with Buteyko. And that's what I really want to plan to do. And I've contacted Sasha already, because it's been so much on my mind since the program had finished. And I just thought, you know what, this is what I want to do. So that's my plan.
So am I looking at a future Buteyko specialist?
I believe you are, in my heart.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I know some places that will take you with open arms. This is wonderful. I love that for you. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that's not just a personal shift. That's like a purpose shift, a mission shift, a universal shift. Like, that's huge what you are saying.
No, and there's no way I could ever imagine this would happen. This would be what my purpose is in life, you know?
I'm excited to see what you create from here. So is anything that you'd like to share in closing? If somebody's watching this video and they don't, they haven't learned the method yet, they're interested in it, is there anything that from your experience you could share?
I think definitely, well, I could share what helped me. So when I went onto the website, I logged in to get Sasha's book, Breathe to Heal. And for me, that was absolutely fantastic. And I think there was around about 10 days between the time that I contacted you and my appointment with Sasha. So within those days, right, I just read, I read the book, totally read the book. And that helped me so much, because I really felt like I was able to hit the ground running, my first session with Sasha, and it just went uphill from then. So I would say to anyone who is interested in looking into Buteyko, definitely read the book. Absolutely read the book, because I'd read other articles, but this one is the most comprehensive, detailed, but simple to follow. And it was just what I needed, you know. So I would say absolutely read Breathe to Heal, and really come into the sessions prepared, you know. And then Sasha just did the rest, really. I wasn't coming in with vague questions. I was thoroughly prepared, and I would recommend anyone to be as thoroughly prepared. By all means, look around, look at various websites, you know, be as informed as you can be. But, you know, definitely read the book.
Well, thank you so much for sharing space with us today and sharing your experience, and also just sharing like this potential that you have in the future here. We don't know which direction you're going to go, but it sounds like this method has influenced it greatly. So we can't wait to hear what you do from here.
Thank you. Thanks, Terry.